make sure that details are recorded. So again, this is the cross-cultural communications. Everybody is learning how to communicate across cultures. We have people from several different countries here. We have the main topics each week that we talk about. Week 1, we talked about the introduction. Week 2, we talked about various cultural differences. Week 3, we talked about how to communicate with different cultures. Week 4, we talked about cultural synergy, cultural invisibility, some cultural blindness. So this week, we're focused mostly on how students are sharing some of your findings, but try to share your information in the Western cultural manner so you participate in management. And don't wait for me to say, you student have to talk now. The Western way is you promote yourself. Sign up on this form, and you can see the next part in the CCC attendance. You can also sign up, and each week, it's best if you note, if you talk, you should be saying you talked and ask for points. Is that clear to everybody? Hint, hint, Isuhan. Hint, hint,
Yes.
Isuhan. Any comments from anybody? Anybody want points? Anybody want to start? Hint, hint. If you guys don't talk, since I don't see an Excel file, too many people saying you're going to talk, I'm going to start teaching soon. So quick, start talking.
Professor, actually, I wanted to present about our research paper, but it says that I don't have any access to share my screen.
I will fix that. No, it says you are co-host already. You are the one that's using the Korean name, Suhyun? Lee Suhyun in Korean writing?
No, it's English writing.
Okay, maybe I gave co-host to another lady that has a similar name.
Yeah.
Where are you? Lee Suhyun. Okay, so I see you now at here. Now you are a co-host. Does that help? Can you now share your details?
Yes. So may I?
You may. Tell me to shut up. Yes, please.
Min checking. You can start.
Our group's research topic is global retail field sales force.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you please speak louder and more directly into your microphone so we can hear you better?
Okay. Could you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Good afternoon. This is the group of Suyeon Lee and Min Kim. Our group's research topic is global retail field sales force compensation structure, and today we would like to have a short presentation of sharing the outline of our research and initial findings related to the topic. Samsung has developed a company and enhanced its global competitiveness through a system of incentives and compensation for key talents. The research compares the impact of performance-based salary on employees with Google and talks about problems that will arise if Samsung focuses only on pay raises. To succeed in attracting and retaining talent from around the world, not only financial rewards but also non-financial rewards are needed, and the research talks about what compensation structures Samsung can benchmark from other companies. Keywords for our research are salary, compensation structure, performance-based salary, incentives, financial rewards, non-financial rewards, pay raise, peer bonus, benchmarking, and benefits. Samsung has been one of the most aggressive companies to pay salary and compensation to its employees since the financial crisis. A company consists of a group of people and they are its biggest asset. Companies winning the war for talent can result in good performance. Therefore, the focus of this research will be on the importance of having competitive salary and compensation structure to attract and retain top talent, drive top performance, and help drive growth. Literature research will be the main approach to our research. And through using and analyzing previous studies of salary and compensation structure, the goal and purpose is to find a suggestion to the firm. Next, Suyan will explain 4 sections of our research.
So our first section is about pay system and incentive system of Samsung. The month salary is divided into basic salary and performance-based salary. And the ratio of Samsung's basic salary is 60% and 40% is for performance-based salary. So we can say that Samsung is on the focus of the performance-based salary. But through this Scopus journal that we found, we're going to find out whether high proportion on performance-based salary gives positive or negative effects. And moreover, comparison of ratio of basic salary and performance-based salary with company Google will be included in our research paper. And second, we have noticed that Samsung relies on money as a motivation of the employees. They pursue financial rewards such as salaries, paid holidays, sick leave, and etc. as the main motivator. However, this journal presented the criticism based on just a temporary motivational effect of financial reward. And once a pay increase is received, it motivates for a short period of time until motivation is again declined and employees start to wait for another pay increase. Consequently, money does not motivate employees. So our second section is about the implications and problems when only paid financial reward are emphasized. In our third section, to supplement the problem of financial reward, we're going to use this art journal that has claimed non-financial reward can have an even more significant impact on employee satisfaction and motivation than traditional financial rewards. Therefore, to suggest a new compensation system for Samsung, we're going to do more research about non-financial rewards that Samsung can implement. In our last section,
Kyosunim,
yes?
Can I ask a question now, or do I have to wait
yes.
until the end of class?
You can ask now.
So everybody in class can ask questions anytime. Great. I may be I'm old, but I heard you say something that was kind of interesting. I heard you say that money does not motivate staff. Is that what you said? Did you say that you were talking about pay and you said that Samsung has a certain pay and you talked about motivation, but the words I heard was that money does not motivate employees. Did I hear that correctly? Min Jae Kim, if you were there, did you hear that too? Is that what your project is talking about?
Could you repeat one more time?
I'm just checking what I heard. Can you just tell me, did you say this or can you explain it? I heard somebody say money does not motivate employees. Or did I hear it correctly? Did you mean to say money does motivate people and so you get bonuses sometimes? I hear that Lee Soo-hyun can't hear me. Let me see if I can turn up my microphone a little bit. No, the microphone should be on. Should be able to hear me. Min Jae Kim, is that, yes, you are there. Is that what your teammate was saying? Money does or does not motivate employees in Samsung? Go ahead, you can lie to me. You can explain it later, just say anything. Or you can say, I don't know, we can look into this article later.
I think we have to look this later.
Okay, good enough, fair enough. Thank you for commenting. You
Sorry,
get one
no.
just for saying those things. Go ahead, Isuyan, you can continue.
Sorry, but can I have access the co-host again, please?
Okay. I think you have access again.
Okay, so our last part is about benchmarking, and we have searched Google's successful employee rewards and recognition programs, which is different from Samsung. So Google learned through experience that non-monetary awards motivate people better than cold harsh cash. So therefore, Google phased out cash rewards program and rolled out a new rewards program that offer experience, such as everything from dinner out to a new tech gadgets to trips to Hawaii. And moreover, they focused on giving bonuses for individual efforts. They have spot bonuses recognition and peer bonus. So we thought Google can be a good example for Samsung to reference. And these are our Scopus journals, 10 Scopus journals that we used in our presentation and what we have searched until now. And thank you.
Holy cow, holy shit, you've got a lot.
Yeah.
Since you are showing this and you are showing this perfectly, I want to hear a few other students identify what is the most reliable information in your list, what is good, what might be bad. On this list, it looks like, okay, can I see the beginning again? You're at KN. What about the beginning of your references? Can I see those again? I want to see if others. Sure, that's good. Great, okay, right there on that page. Can anybody in class identify what might be the most reliable and what might not be completely reliable? For example, I see one from the journal called Academy of Management Proceedings. One more time. I see one that is the Academy of Management Proceedings Journal. I see another one from the International Journal of Human Resource Management, blah, blah, blah. Then I see one reference from the World Bank, and I see another one from the International Journal of Research, blah, blah, blah. So can anybody guess which one of those is most reliable and which one might be least reliable? It's almost a trick question that experts know, most people might not know. Everybody in the world knows of the World Bank. So my specific question is the World Bank reference the most reliable, or is there something else more reliable than that one company, one organization? Going once. Hong Min, are you there?
Yes.
Can you try to answer that? Is the World Bank the most reliable reference on her page? Or is one of those other journals possibly more reliable? Take a guess.
I think World Bank is okay, but I think World Bank is just bank companies, so I think it's better to concentrate on the company's salary system center. Checking is better.
Okay, so you heard that World Bank is famous, so that's okay. But so you get marks for that. You get half a mark for that. Make sure you record half a mark for saying that. But you said it's better to reference directly a company, and that is an issue. I want to make sure everybody in class realizes that companies lie. Companies might say only part of the story. So the most reliable information in the world comes from peer-reviewed journal articles. So The International Journal of Human Resource Management, that is far more trustworthy and reliable than anything that comes direct from the World Bank. Or the International Journal of Research and Review, far more trustable and reliable than the World Bank. Companies usually just say what they want to promote. They're not going to talk about bad things. So since this group, Min Jae Kim, Lee Soo-hyun, you have many, I don't even know how many references you have. You get extra points for referencing a company. You get a lot more points for referencing journal articles. You would also get points if you reference crazy people like me, or people on the sidewalk, or puppy dogs, or blogs, or Facebook. So the more references you have, the better. I'll stop talking now. Thank you very much for that help.
Thank you.
Sorry, Professor. I can't raise my hand, but I have some question that in the presentation, I see that if the employee have happy working in the company by, how to say, like, not care about the income or salary, I want to know that how can I work that company without not focus in money, because if the money is not enough for taking care of my family, I think how good I just, in my opinion, I don't care the happiness in company if that not give me too much the income or salary.
Great, I can help that. I actually heard Lee Soo-hyun, she was referencing an article, and she talked about how the article benchmarks Google. So somebody researched Google, and Google did a survey and research, and Google found the best employees are motivated by other things, not only money. So it doesn't say money does not motivate people. What it says is money might motivate, but there are other things that motivate even better. So what they found is that things like taking people to a dinner or taking people on trips to Hawaii, those type of things build up relationships better than just straight cash. So as long as basic compensation, as long as basic pay is sufficient, then motivation becomes more active, more proactive. You have more motivation if you do other things, like just have a dinner with them or take them on a trip to a special place. So that's what they were talking about. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you, Professor.
And because you asked that question, I'll give you half a point just for that question.
Professor?
Thank you.
Yes?
Could we present next?
You don't need to ask, just go ahead and start doing it. Say, okay, class, I'm gonna start going next.
Yeah, could you give me a co-host status? This is Xiong-ha.
Yes, I think I already gave you a co-host. Let's try again. So, Xiang Ha, you have co-host now, yes?
Okay.
While we're waiting, are there any other students that want to be co-host and start getting ready to share your screen?
Could you see my screen?
Yes, I can. I see the Samsung presentation started.
Okay. Good afternoon, students and professors. We are Xiong-ha and Chilin Lee, and our research topic is Motivation Brings Success, how Samsung Electronics can improve HRM on motivation. Today we'll present how we've prepared for the project in this order, and I'll talk about the purpose and expectation of the project and things that we learned. Then Chilin will conclude this presentation with introducing methodology part. So our project has three specific purposes and one expected outcome. Proceeding with the project, firstly, we'll try to figure out different prior values in motivation by country and culture. Secondly, to identify and compare various companies' motivation methods. And lastly, to determine two things, that is the most ideal and most feasible motivation methods above all. And ultimately, we anticipate suggesting the most suitable motivation methods to Samsung Electronics. Before investigating the real cases, we had reviewed some literatures for acquiring knowledges about motivation theories. We found that there are 4 prominent theories, which are Maslow's hierarchies of needs, McClelland's need theory, Hertzberg's two-factor theory, and Vroom's expectancy theory. And among this, in particular, we found that Samsung's motivation method is based on McClelland's human motivation theory. The theory, in short, claims that employees are motivated when their need for power, affiliation, and achievement are activated. So throughout the project, we'll try to figure out how Samsung Electronics has tried to manage its HRM based on this need theory. Then why motivation is so important. Here are 2 Scopus articles that we reviewed, and the first one puts emphasis on the importance of the sustainability and productivity in its business success, adding that employees are the central figure for both sustainability and productivity, so human resource management is considered strategic. The second one is about the empirical study in the hospital industry. The results shows that variables like compensation, relationship with manager, and working environment directly affected employee motivation and consequently resulted in higher level of employee loyalty and productivity. And we also found that there are differences in motivation value by different country and culture. This article shows how Hungarian and Slovak employees' prior values are distinguished from each other. Motivation factors relating to the mutual relationship were considered as the most important by Hungarian employees. On the other hand, motivation factors relating to finance were the most important for Slovak employees. Another article explains significant differences in motivation between South Africa and Germany. You may know Hofstede cultural dimensions that we learned in the class. Regarding that, the study revealed that cultural factors were shown to be the strongest influence on employees' motivation. Based on different cultures, South Africans show higher levels of intrinsic motivation than their German counterparts. That means South Africans are more likely to be motivated by internal factors such as enjoyment, curiosity, and so on. Unlike them, Germans seem more valuing the outcome like promotions, pay raises, and so on. From now on, Chelin will continue.
Continuing on, I will address the methodology that is going to be used throughout our research. For our research, we're going to be using qualitative research methods. Since our main goal is to determine the most suitable employee motivation method for Samsung Electronics, we thought qualitative research method would be more appropriate rather than quantitative research method. Among various types of qualitative research methods, we decided to choose 2 of the most common ones, which are interview and case study. First, we chose interview as it provides in-depth information from the perspective and practical experience of the related business employee, which is a very valuable direct source of information. Second, to understand specific aspects of motivation system in a company without the case study research method would be the best. Throughout our research, case study will be the main approach. We are currently thinking of conducting case studies of these 4 companies, which are Samsung Electronics, Apple, Google, and Microsoft. We chose these four companies for our research because all 4 of them are multinational companies in the IT sector with many regional offices around the world. Therefore, it will be interesting to compare different motivation systems of these similar companies in various parts of the world, which ultimately may give an idea for better motivation management in Samsung Electronics. In each case study, the overall human resource management structure will be analyzed, especially having a focus on the motivation system. One special feature for the case study of Samsung Electronics is the interview. Since we have the opportunity to ask questions to the Samsung executives for our research project this semester, we decided to take this chance and have an interview with them soon to gain better knowledge regarding the current human resource management system of Samsung Electronics. Now I'll discuss a brief case study on Samsung Electronics. The main structure of the compensation system in Samsung Electronics is performance-based compensation system, which rewards employees financially outside of their regular salaries. To be specific, along with the annual salary system, there are two types of performance-based compensation system, which are profit sharing and productivity incentive. Profit sharing involves incentive plans that provide direct or indirect payments to employees that depend on the growth and profitability of each business unit. On the other hand, a productivity incentive is a variable payment made as an incentive to increase productivity or reward employees for their contributions in each business unit. This performance-based compensation system is known to be very effective in motivating employees of Samsung Electronics. Let's also take a look at the motivation system in other three companies. First, Apple is well known to be providing employees with great perks. Apple provides great discounts on Apple products anywhere in a 15 to 25% range, and frequently gives every employee gifts ranging from the iPod Shuffle from the history to the iPhone. Even the storefront employees attend a considerable number of learning opportunities, team events, and activities, and this allows them to keep their motivation high. Apple uses these events to reward and recognize its achievers. Google also maintains a motivating work experience throughout its entire company. First, staffs are allowed to dedicate 20% of his or her time to focus on a project of their choice. This gives staffs the freedom to experiment and work flexibly. Second, there are several perks available at Google that most companies do not offer, including things such as free haircuts, gym memberships, shuttles to and from work. Third, Google enjoys making the life of its employees easier and better by having on-site physicians and nurses, convenient medical services, and comprehensive health care coverage to help keep staffs healthy and happy. Fourth, there is a rule that whenever Googlers go, they don't have to go far to access food less than 150 feet. Free food is an excellent way to motivate their staff, as it is a convenient prospect for all employees. Last but not least, Microsoft is known as the Velvet Sweatshop, which suggests that Microsoft might be doing too good a job of motivating its employees. Microsoft makes sure employees have freedom in their workplace so that they feel more comfortable to do their job. Also, Microsoft offers pay increases, bonus awards, and stock options based on their performance. Apart from financial benefit, Microsoft provides its employees with the advantage of non-monetary rewards for recognition, such as Microsoft Watch and a plaque for participating in the project. Likewise, each country has different strategies to motivate its employees, and we're looking forward to digging deeper into these cases to find out fascinating results for Samsung Electronics. This is the end of our presentation, and we hope you enjoy our proposal. These are some of the references that we have used for this presentation, and thank you for listening.
I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, no, don't go back. Don't. There we go. Thank you. Can you tell I'm getting excited about some of these details? So, same question I had before. Is there any other student that can show me you're excited about this or not excited about this? What is good? First of all, thank you for showing something. Can somebody else in class comment and try to allow me to give you points? I'm definitely going to give points to Ha Si-hung and Lee Cha-in for doing this, but can I get another cross-cultural member to help identify what's good, what's bad about this? Can you thank them for doing something? Going once, going twice. As Julian just said, thank you for everybody. Somebody else should be saying that. We're the teaching team. We're helping you motivate. So anybody in class. Can somebody else help identify? Suksana or Miss Hong or Aesol Han. Can you guys comment? Participative management. Say, thank you Class, that was a good presentation. That's the basics, come on. And then try to add something to it. How about we say, Ichanin, oh my God, that was terrible, you suck. You can say anything except that. They do not suck.
So I have a comment, and it's not related to the content, but I've just shared a video with an alternative perspective on building presentations. So as we remember, Mr. Buninam just said with the last encounter that one of the most sought after skills in a corporate environment is making presentations. So okay, just so it's nice to have presentations. It's a great exercise to build this kind of interactions. But just check some other ways of how people think a good presentation would look like. Okay, so I have no questions so far. Everything is fine on me. I'd like the reference side.
I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I'm waiting on purpose. Even though I see something and I want to comment, I'm waiting because I want you to be proactive. Somebody has their hand up. Start talking.
Sorry, Professor. This presentation is so interesting, but so it's so fast, so fast to me.
Me too.
Her can send on Google, on Facebook group.
Good. Can you share your presentation in the Google Drive folder? Perfect. I have set up a folder for this week and next week so students can drop in your articles. You can drop in or upload your PPT. Perfect. Thank you for saying that. That's part of the plan. Perfect comment. And it was very nice of you to tell them they speak so fast. I think they're from New York. And thank you very much for being polite. Every other student in class is terrible. They're not polite. You're the only one that said thank you. Thank you for being a good example. You should spank everybody else in class. Anybody else?
Professor?
You want to say how you are good?
Yes. No. I want to say about the references, one of the references, because at the the third one at the bottom, which is the blog material, according to the PPT that you have offered about the trust and not reliable, actually the blog posting was at the bottom of being not reliable information.
Correct. So you're right. Thank you. You should get at least half a point just for identifying what's not reliable. Now take a guess. On this same page, what do you think is reliable? Is there anything that might be reliable? Please consider that. And while you are looking for something that's more reliable, I want to make sure everybody is clear that blogs and company websites and newspapers, they may not give the full reliable story. True, but it is new information. It's current information. And so that is valuable. Referencing more things is better than referencing just a couple of things. So the more you reference, the better. And a blog usually is relatively new, so that's good. So Isuhyun, did you find, is there anything here that you think might be very reliable?
I think like the one which does not have any site, I think those are kind of reliable because it seems like journal, but I think we need the site, the link of the Scopus if they've used like what I've done in our PPT so that we can check whether it is really on Scopus or not.
Thank you. That's an extra. You get full points. You just got 1 point for talking about what is a blog, and you had another point for identifying everybody in class. You should know the proper way to reference what Charin and your group is showing is the old-fashioned APA referencing, which is nice. But the new way and our class policy is to also show the website or the DOI, which is a short code for the website. So try to show what is the DOI or what is the website link for every article you get, because everybody's using online. Let's check. Ichanin, did you read which one? The Korean Business Review in the university library? Did you actually pick up a book and open the pages, or did you use a website?
I used the website.
Right, so you should have the DOI or the actual link.
Okay, we'll make sure to include it in our final presentation and paper.
Now I want Icharin to fight with me and show everybody else in class it's okay to have participative management style, and tell me something that is reliable here. We have identified Bill Gates. You're talking about Bill Gates, but he's a loser. Nobody knows who he is. So I don't know if I trust him. And then you have another one from a blog. That sounds like crap. Is there something that I should give lots of points for here?
So to be honest, I was actually thinking a lot whether to include this in our presentation or not, because I am a person who thinks that blogs are usually not reliable compared to journal articles. But
use it anyway. Use as many references as possible. Continue.
So in order to give diversity in references, I thought it would be okay to include some blogs, and we as analyzers analyze those materials, and based on like other references such as journal articles, and create a result, like analytical result.
So such as journal articles, you said such as, but do you have any journal articles?
So apart from these three bottom references, all of the above, the references above those three references are journal articles from Scopus.
Good.
So, so we'll just make sure that we put DOIs for our next presentation.
Right, and to help your other classmates, you have followed the old-fashioned, the traditional type of APA referencing. Great. Putting in the website link is even better. Great. It's not normal around the world, but to help your classmates cross-cultural communications, if you also put in a small note saying Scopus, that would show everybody else it's good quality. And then they could steal your information, put it in their report, and get a lot more benefit from you. So anybody that does that going forward or in your final paper, that should help you get even more points. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Make sure I give you full points. Did you guys see online how many points I gave them? And every other student, anybody that wants to present, make sure you shut me up and start talking as soon as you can. Anybody else ready to present?
Yes, Professor. I would want to present the next one.
Great, go ahead. You can start sharing your screen anytime. I'm just showing in here that Chanin Lee and Ha Si-hun, I wrote down 3 points for what you just said. And I'm waiting, inviting you to get more points. If you want to debate with me, go for it, try it.
Professor, let me to co-host for share our PowerPoint.
I think you already are, right? Your whole team, everybody in your team, I think is co-hosting already. So Fanita is in the group, you are co-host, and Angara, you are co-host. Lara, I think you are already co-host, so you should be ready to start sharing your screen.
Thank you, Professor.
While we wait for you, Ha Si-hun, Charin, come on, I'm waiting for you to fight. Punch me in the nose, ask for more points.
Yeah.
Don't just be quiet. Go ahead.
Yes. Let us to present.
Yes, I see your PPT. Go ahead.
Okay. To the big one. Yes. The first one is introduce member group. First one is me for Manitawa years old.
I think you have two microphones working at the same time there. Two speakers working.
Sorry, because I think the on the phone is the better voice.
As long as you just use one microphone, it will be clearer.
Yes, I mute one already.
Good.
Yes, this is our member group. The first one, me, is Pontita Wayasong, and next one, Ladda Lashi, and the last, Angwara Suksena. Our topic group is weekly 15 is about global career succeeding in the 21st century.
Okay.
Why we choose this topic? Because it is estimates that in the 21st century, there is a high competition in the trades and technology. And now that has been affected by the coronavirus, and why Samsung can still succeed in is interesting. For about global careers are currently not a news phenomenon, and gender miscegenaries occurring across all some administrations, such as the sunning forest parts of France. However, the S1 in travel information exists and worldwide competitive pressure have made the global career paths have become more commonplace. For the Samsung profiles, Samsung was founded by Lee Byung-chul in 1938. Samsung is the last one company in the Korea. Since 1990, Samsung has increased slightly globalized its activity and electronics. In past, Korea's its mobile phones and semiconductor have become its most important source of income. For not as well, Samsung industrial accessories include Samsung Electronics, Samsung Heavy Industry, and Samsung Engineering and Samsung C&Ts. Another notable subsidiaries include Samsung Life Insurance, Samsung Airlines, and Worldwide. Let me share about some websites. This is you can see. This link is mainly detailed as they have a lot of affiliates. Most part of Samsung influenced by technology. You can see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes. For the next one, Samsung have a powerful influence on South Korean economic developments, political, media, and culture, and has been a major driver force behind the miracles on the Han Rivers. Its affiliate companies produce about a fifth of South Korea. Total export Samsung revenues was equal to 17% of South Korea's or about $1,082 billion GDPs. In this link, you can get the as of 2017, Samsung has the sixth highest global brand value, and in this year 2020, Samsung gets the fifth highest global brand values. On the next one, let's review page.
Next, operation. Samsung comprises around 80 companies. It is highly diversified with activity in areas including construction, consumer electronic, financial service, shipbuilding, and medical service. Next, major talent of Samsung includes Royal Dutch, Shell Samsung Heavy Industry will be the sole provider of liquefied natural gas (LNG) storage facility worth up to 50 billion to Royal Dutch Shell for next 15 years. And United Arab Emirates government, a consortium of South Korea firm, including Samsung, Korea Electric Power Corporation, and Hyundai, won a deal worth 40 billion to build nuclear power plant in the United Arab Emirates. Ontario government, the government of the Canadian province of Ontario, site of one of the world's largest renewable energy project, signing a deal worth 6.6 billion for an additional 2,500 MW of new wind and solar energy. Next, sponsorship. Samsung Electronics spent an estimated 14 billion on advertising and marketing in 2013 at 5.4% of annual revenue. This is the largest proportion than any of the world top 20 companies by sales. Samsung became the world's biggest advertiser in 2012, spent 4.3 billion compared to Apple 1 billion. Samsung's government brand value of 39.6 billion is less than half that of Apple. Next, controversy. Financial scandal. In 2007, former Samsung chief lawyer Kim Yong-chun claimed that he was involved in binding and fabricating evidence on behalf of the group chairman Lee Kan-hee and the companies. Antitrust concern. You can even say the Samsung chairman is more powerful than the president of South Korea. Korean people have come to think of Samsung as invincible and above the law. Samsung have a government in its hands. Samsung manages the digital world, the peace, and the academic. Viral marketing. The Fair Trade Commission of Taiwan is investigating Samsung and its local Taiwanese advertising agency of false advertising. Label abuse. Samsung was the subject of several complaints about child labor in its supply chain from 2012 to 2015. Price fixing. On 19 October 2011, Samsung company were fined 1,457,2,700 for being part of a price cartel for 10 companies. Next, in illegal sale for for the RAM in USA. In 1987, United States International Trade Commission or that the Samsung Group of South Korea unlawfully sold company chip in the United States without license from the chip inventor Texas Instruments. The order required Samsung to pay a penalty to Texas Instruments within the coming weeks.
The next one is about the worldwide stock market of Samsung on the 6th and 6th on 10 6th on October. It's about 59 won. And now let's check about the stock of Korea today. This is one. You can see the lines of a graph is still on the green color. That means Samsung Group have a developing and highest stock value in the market. For the next one, Samsung Korea, they have nearly 200 locations in the most 80 countries and in every shelf price. They have people doing innovative work that contributes to bringing new products and solutions to the world that millions of people use every day.
Sales and marketing. Samsung is a brand that is recognized worldwide, and we are a market leader in a number of product categories, including smartphones, TVs, and semiconductors. Research and development. Research and development is the core of who we are as a company, and we consistently invest more in the research and development for new technology than anyone else in the industry. Next, design. People are not all the same, so we do not take a one-size-fits-all approach to design. They have designers working in all regions of the world who combine their own ideas. Next, general management. In a large company like this, terms that manage research and support business cooperation are very important in a planning, finance, communication, human research, HCR, and procurement rule. At Samsung, you have the chance to do impactful work on a global scale that is critical to the future success of the company. Next. The main important skill for 21st century success. In today's fast-paced technology industry, innovation remains critical to a company's success. We remain returnally passionate about developing innovative technology solutions that will enable our customers to better pursue their possession. For the question, what new skill have you had to pick up for far in your career? This is as technology continue to evolve and business conditions change, employees must stay in learning mode so that skill don't lose currency. It's one thing to keep up with skill as they changing in the here and now. It's a whole different challenge to prepare yourself for tools and technology that may exist only in the domain of engineer. The second question, what will you need to master next in order to reach your goals? Ability and willingness to continually build new knowledge and skill could spell the difference between a continue upward trajectory and career learning drive adaptability. This is challenging for the 21st century corporate. And the next is the world challenging us to success.
For the challenge for the 21st century's corporate, every heartbeat, every minute of every day, the world hope and need to challenge Samsung, and as the world drives us, we embrace it with a positive strategy of globalization linked with localization. For the world challenge us to success, our target is to make Samsung one of the world's top 10 companies by the year 2000. How be meeting the challenge of customers everywhere. This is by the Samsung company. And this is our reference. We get many reference for this project.
Okay. Thank you very much for your information there. I understood that you were presenting your research notes, your research material for talking about your weekly topic. That was what I saw at the beginning. Were you guys planning to do your research project in depth about these details? Are you doing the weekly project and the term project about the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a few comments from you about the references? We've talked about the references a couple of times. Can you talk about ways that we can evaluate this? Since this is just a summary, this is just chit chat, preparing for the final presentation later in class, what are some comments? How is this good and how can it change? Anybody?
May I comment?
Yes, please. You may get extra points for commenting too. Everybody gets extra points for commenting. So don't wait, go ahead.
So, as a group that previously gave the presentation, and especially with the references and the combination of journal articles and like website materials, I think it'll be better for you to kind of have those combinations with both reliable and kind of like websites. So yeah.
Okay, can you see if anything there looks reliable, or is there anything there that you think might be directly from a company and it's just marketing material? What do you think?
So for the
Anything
marketing
from
material, the first thing I see is
yes?
the website of Samsung. So
okay,
I guess those would be lacking the reliability, as Dr. Watts has mentioned, that they might be just promoting their own company in those websites?
Yes. Anything else? Going once, going twice. Anything else?
Professor, may I?
May I?
Oh.
Oh, you can go first.
Um, so I can see the links from the Forbes, and I think it's kind of not bad but not good because it's nationally peer-reviewed journal articles. So I think this is kind of it's just in the middle of trust and not reliable. But if I see the another sites, there are kind of many websites that which is from the neighbor or just from the individual sites. So I consider them as unreliable, not reliable. So I recommend them to check some scopeless material.
Yes, good. Thank you for those comments. So I'm going to make sure that you guys understand that you, thank you, Lara and Suksana, that your team did good. I see that you have information directly from Samsung. Great. That is nice to reference. It's better if you actually reference somebody in the company so you can develop a personal relationship with them and quote somebody. And in addition to that, they're just going to say good things about themselves. But you also, right underneath the Samsung website, you have something from Forbes and Fortune magazine and Harvard Business Review magazine. Those are all journal articles, so those are good. And you have a few from Forbes magazine, so that's good. But if you reference it properly, listing who wrote it, when they wrote it, what was the magazine name, what's the story name, you'd get even more points for it. So you have points for that, great. Next time we can get even more. The attempts that you have here. So I'm going to go in and show you details and show you part of my screen here. Hopefully you guys can see this.
We have some more presentations. I think
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's ready to present today?
It's me, Eugene or Seung Lee and Hazel Han.
Okay. Tell me to be quiet and shut up then.
Can we do it now?
Just like I said before, what if I say no?
No. Oh,
Yes,
okay. We will do it.
Good. Say, old man, be quiet.
Can you let me to share my screen?
I think that Hazel would be a co-host because he needs to share the screen.
Okay. Eugene, you actually are one of the hosts, so you can make her host also. So okay. Did you say Hazel Han?
Yeah.
Yes, me.
Hazel Han, you are now co-host. You can share your screen. Anybody else?
Can you share our screen now?
Yes, you can share your screen anytime.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. That we are going to present about our group's initial project paper, which is how Google deal with and balance cross-cultural management. And our group member is Eugene Oh, Hazel Han, and Seung Lee. And first, we are going to present about our research choice, and second, initial findings to date, which we will introduce about the scope of the article's content, and third, that we will present about the plans on addressing the subject. At the beginning, I would like to introduce that the motivation of our group to choose Google company as our paper project. As we know that it is no doubt that Google is global company, and one of the Google's mission is present that to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Especially what stood out when our group investigated about just Google culture was Google Arts and Culture and Google Culture Institution, which was a cultural and artistic project that allows visitors to enjoy artworks on their art museums. And Google Cultural Institution works more than 250 organizations to deliver tens of thousands of work by 6,000 artists online. And during the process in use Google Map and Google Plus for the procedure. From the foundation of Google's various functional applications, Google possesses the procedures how to gather information through in various cultures, and we were starting to come up with how about effect of the culture in management style of Google Corporation. About cross-cultural management of Google, as you can see, the Google company is located on various culture countries. So we guess that we may have different management style, that these companies all have their different management styles regarding to the culture, even though they are all same in the Google rooted company. Therefore, the questions and our project will be based on these two questions, that which strategies Google use for being universal, and how Google companies that are located in different culture work, and are there any differences between them? With comparing and analyze this among different culture companies that we would like to focus based on our articles. Also, this was a rising point of our research choice, and these two questions could be our main point of our paper.
I'll continue about the researches that we did until today and some of our keywords. Firstly, we found basic information about culture of Google. To introduce some basic information that we want to focus, they have managed to create open information sharing, innovation sharing, and workplace perks. Also, in recruiting area, they have recruiting system that named the world's first recruiting culture. Through this program, they successfully implemented best practice that can be many standards, which can found at other companies in these days. So through this information, we selected cross-cultural management as our keywords. More specifically, we found case study from Scopus about cross-cultural ethnic conflicts in China, and they used decision model named HKH as a solution. To explain about it shortly, it is heuristic at a point that it guides the manager's discussion of how to apply their corporation's values to resolve conflicts with host country business practices. In this context, we selected our keywords cultural conflict, conflict solutions, and balance. Next, Sad will explain about our plan.
I'm going to talk about plans like briefly, that what we're going to write in our paper with the topic of the company Google. So at first, you can see in the PPT, we're going to introduce events related to what problems Google faced in terms of culture management and what conflicts it had with its employees. For example, the data related to China will be used to explain many problems, such as the problems that Google had when expanding its business to Google in China. And secondly, in the paper, we will explain how Google has dealt with those problems despite many conflicts and problems. And thirdly, we will write about how Google can deal with the problem and what we and other companies should follow and pay attention to. And finally, we are going to talk about how other companies use Google's responses, and if they do use Google's responses, then how they use them. And in addition, we have a lot of basic Google information about how we should deal with cultural diversity. For example, we have a journal of gender-based longitudinal analysis between 2001 and 2018, and we have some other results of impact of diversity on innovations, which we founded in Scopus. So we would like to mention if we could do it. And those are our references. Yep. And thank you for listening.
That was easy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how are things going with the rest of the students? We have several students in their class, and the purpose of today's activity and next week's activity is to help everybody learn the culture of academics, learn the culture of international academics learn the culture of cross-cultural communication, specifically with participating in class. So is there anybody in class that is able to give us a question now about how to do the class, or how to do an international style, participative management style question or comment in this class? Any questions, comment?
I have a question for the GPT.
Okay.
Google have Google answer culture lies in Korea have a neighbor and I foreigner in Korea, right? What way that between Google and neighbor is better in Korea?
Okay, I didn't understand the question. Could you repeat the actual question or your comment?
Okay. They talk about solution of Google and the culture of the Google cost culture of Google, right?
Yes.
How and if I use the Google in the Korea, it not great in Korea, I think. And how I use the better thing on Google or never?
Are any of the students able to help answer that?
Actually, our group's purpose was that, of course, the neighbor can be the other searching engine, which is really usable. But what we want to focus on our presentation and our paper is that Google, I think that I show the map of that, and I think that Google can be the best. We think that Google can be the great company to talk about the cross-cultural management or their strategies. So that's why that we are choosing this and we want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Class is finished. I am going to hang around. I want to provide an opportunity. Several of you talked today, and I actually gave you points, but I have not seen students write your own points. So that means I haven't seen students being the international management style, the international Western cultural style of participative culture. So does anybody want to make sure the points you get are maximum? Ichalin, if I gave you half a point, is that good enough? Or do you want to debate or argue with me? You want to punch me in the nose and say, hey, you deserve more? Sianha, same thing. Do you want more points?
Professor, I just wonder, you make the new file for the participation point, and where we can
inside the Google folder. Your class folder has week 1, week 2, week 3, and where it shows week 1, week 2, week 3, right underneath there's the Excel file. So it's in the Google class folder of all materials.
So we were kind of confused because we thought Ali was keeping track of the points for.
Yes, she's helping you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the student's responsibility to actually do it. So she's keeping notes just in case.
Oh, so then, so like we are not really sure like how much points we should fill out. Like we don't know the maximum or the minimum. Well, minimum will be 0, but we don't know the maximum. So like, I'm not sure if we should like.
At the end of the course, you can get 100 points, right? So you should keep pushing to get as much as possible. Try to negotiate as much as reasonable. We have put down guidelines in the class training material, generally for this week or next week. When you present your project updates, the guideline is 5 points, is normal maximum. When you do a weekly topic presentation, that can be 10 points. when you just comment anytime about an article, that's usually about 1 point maximum. So today, you could get maybe 10 points if you presented a full weekly topic related to one of the topics we're doing, and 5 points for updating the class about your research, and 1 point for contributing extra articles. How many do you want? How many do you think you deserve? Be bold. Both of you are wonderful students. You should be pushing for the maximum. Don't be shy. You're worth billions of dollars.
Professor, I have a question.
Sure.
About my point, I have 5 points now, and this is about the presentation that I gave today.
Are you asking me a question? If you're
Yes.
asking me, do you want me to just give you 0.5 points? What would you like to say?
I mean, like you said, 5 points are maximum for today's presentation, and 1 point is extra for the articles or the journals that we provided, and another one point or some other points going to add if we're going to have a comment or not. So I'm sure that my 5 points, which is written on the Google sheet that you have recorded, I have 5 points, but I cannot see any points about the articles that I suggested and the additional comments that I made.
Okay, so what? What are you trying to say?
I want.
Good.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you have finished the record, but but I think I need more extra points.
Good. How many? Why? Everybody in class, please notice that you're just a regular student saying, excuse me, I did more, do I deserve more? So just show it, start debating. The Korean style is to be quiet and just accept anything that a teacher says. But I'm not teaching you Korean culture. I'm teaching you the international, cross-cultural. So debate, argue, prove it, fight for your points. You want 0.0001 point? Come on, keep going.
I think this 5 is the maximum point for today's presentation. And I think since 1 point is maximum for offering the additional references, because our team offered 10 Scopus materials, so I think we deserve 1 point more. And about me, not about my team, I mentioned about the blog info that is not reliable in the Teddy's presentation. And I also mentioned that they do not have any website link, but they use the old APA style. And at the presentation of the students from who presented about the Samsung and the weekly topic, I mentioned about the Forbes and the other websites that are not reliable, and I recommended them to use the Scopus material.
Great, so what's your point? You have access to this file. That everybody in class has access to this Excel file. I have put in 5 points and some notes. I still haven't heard you say exactly what you want. You're being too Korean. You haven't said, give me 2 more points for this, or half a point for this, 1 point for this.
1 point, I need one more point for the references that I offered. And Professor, what is the maximum point that we can get when we have a comment for another group?
Every week, you usually can get 1 point for your weekly contribution if you contribute something. If you're just talking or asking questions, maybe that's worth 0.5 points. If you're helping somebody out, that might be 0.5. If you're doing something very valuable, like sharing a journal article that other people can use, that could be worth maybe 1 point. Does that make sense?
Yes, and Professor, I shared one of the Scopus material that I found on the Facebook. And also I did 3 comments about today's classes. So combining those 4 contributions, I consider that I can earn more extra point of 1 point, which is maximum for the weekly contribution point.
So you can see for your regular presentation, I've already given you 5 points, and you had a maximum because you had many different references there. And then
Yes.
you're helping other people develop their references. So 1 point for that, especially because you showed other people your reference again. So you're teaching them how to reference from yours. And
Yes.
you're saying that you shared with other people many different Scopus articles. So, okay, this says now you have 7 points for today, more than normal, but I'm being generous. I
Yes.
appreciate trying. Anybody else want to ask for more points? If I just press enter, that is 7 points only for one student in class today. But I think you had teammates, and some other students also had similar projects, similar activities. I love Korea, but I don't like you being so quiet and just obedient. I want you to speak up, be crazy like Donald Trump and demand more points. I will give them away. Class is finished. The only reason I'm staying here now is to help give away points. Hong Min, I think you're about to start talking. Were you about to say something?
Oh, actually, I commented about the reference second team's project, so but I think there's
Great. So what?
empty space in my score point, so.
Great. The Korean thing is to just say something very modestly. I'm being the Donald Trump, the American guy. So what? Donald Trump is best, America best. What do you want? Ask for the points. How many points do you want and why?
I think 0.5 is okay.
Where? Okay, let me try to find where you. Home Min, where's Home Min?
Oh, 4.
Here. Oh, I didn't write anything. So, number one, do you have access to this? Can you write in here yourself these points? Is there anybody that can actually open this article, open this Excel file, and if you can open it in front of the rest of your classmates, I'll give you an extra point just to show them you can do it. I'm letting you a bonus point just for cheating, but show the class how you can access this. Do you know how to open this, Hong Min?
Oh, is this Excel file you mean?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I already opened it.
Great, then go ahead and write in here your points.
Oh, I actually wrote it, but I think it seems not
Are you
anything.
writing in the old file? The old file is for all classes together. This file is named CCC Info. It's the info after September 25.
Yes, I opened this file.
Okay, maybe I just need to refresh mine and see the details. I see somebody is Lee Soo-hyun. I think I saw somebody is on your area and they pushed the button, but I didn't see you typing yet.
So guys, as Professor Shan is talking about Donald Trump, so just realize that Donald Trump, some months ago, he just asked for a huge island from Denmark. It is difficult to understand that Professor Shan is asking you to ask for the grade, for the notes. I mean, ask something that you want. But actually, in the real world, you'll meet people that will actually ask things from you that sometimes it's hard to swallow them. So once again, Trump asked Denmark to give them a huge island just because he wants to make some base in there. So there are people outside that are actually living this way. They just come in and they just ask everything, and they just don't care too much from the others if they are shy, polite, or whatever. And you have to manage, and you have to be able to stand in front of these kind of people as well. So this is why maybe this kind of exercise is interesting.
So rather than wait, Min Hong, I have given you 0.5 point for basically just for asking. You did comment on some things. Anybody else? Don't be shy, because if you're shy, that might be polite in Korea, but it is not polite outside. Outside Korea, it is polite to try and pretend you're equal with everybody here.
Dr. Watts, so since I also commented on the third group's presentation, then can I just add like 1 point to my...
No, you're terrible. Come on, you're a good student. Argue with me. Don't accept what I say. Prove your value.
Well, I believe I am one of the proactive students.
Good.
Oh my God.
Keep going, keep pushing me.
And for today's class, I think I deserve some points for recommending several ways for better presentation for the third group.
Okay, so I see that, I think you can see on here, I gave you 3 points. I wrote down Chanan Lee and Xiang Ha. Did you have another, was Min Jae Kim, were you also in this group?
No, it's only me and Xiang.
You're in a different group. So Min Jae Kim, you should also be talking. Make sure of that. But I gave you 3 points because you talked about Samsung, HRM, great, blah, blah, blah. So what? Tell me about your island. Why should I give you an island? Like Denmark is considering giving America an island just because some crazy guy with very bad hair asked for it. And you have much, much better hair than Donald Trump. So tell me why I should give you more points. Why should I give you an island?
Well, both Xiang and I, we work hard for our research, and we also really strive ourselves to gather much scopus articles, although we used kind of like sources that were kind of considered as unreliable. Oh my gosh, this thing. Okay.
Can you see what I wrote there?
But like, can I ask one question?
Oh, just a second. Yes, you can definitely ask. You just did ask, and I'm interrupting you. So you are talking, but you're not saying very much of value. So the Korean people, the normal way in Korea, the Korean culture is to be modest. And you don't say, give me money. You say, it would be nice to have money if you're asked. But the American way is to say, give me $5, give me $50, give me an island. So I wrote here something just to motivate you to be more specific. Don't just say, it would be nice. Say, why? Argue. What is your proof? What is your support? So you want 1 more point? Great. How many articles did you share? If you share more than 1, that's worth points. How many articles did you share?
Oh, you mean the share articles on Facebook?
Sure, that too. I am giving you chances. Anyway, it's the easiest opportunity in the world. Just tell me, where did you share? How did you share? How many did you share? Were they good or not? So if you, today you had a PPT, and in your PPT, I think you had more than 10, right? But I forget. Maybe I only saw 3. That's why I gave 3. Am I being too hard? Is this too hard for Korean idea? You can just tell me, I gave 7, I gave 9 articles, I gave 10 articles, and then I can give you at least 1 or 2 more points for that. If you gave more than 3 articles today, you should get maybe more than 5 points. If you actually showed the article, so other classmates can also use it, then it's very clear I'll give you more points.
So may I ask why we got 3 points? Out of 5?
Because I'm a grumpy old man and I'm trying to teach you to be bold. I'm giving you, because I know you're a very, very good student. And so I'm using you just to help teach everybody else in your class to try to ask for more. If you stay, because you're a very smart person, if you don't ask for a job, you won't get a job easily. If you don't ask for a promotion, you might not get a promotion. In Korea, the Samsung way is you have to wait a year or 2 or 3 or 4 years before you get a promotion. In North America, anytime you ask, you could get it. So I'm just using you to teach you and everybody else in the class how to ask. So how many articles did you share today? Tell me anything more than 3.
I checked the PPT and I think we share the articles like around 10.
Good.
And I think we gave the example for the advantage and disadvantage of blog and news articles. So I think we deserve to get more points than 3.
Plus 3 points for. Can you see what I just wrote there?
Yeah.
So for Ha Shihan, because you just said you shared 10 articles, I just gave you an extra 3 points. So now you have 6 points. I think that's pretty good.
And I wonder, is it same for Chelin Lee, I think, because we are in the same team.
It depends. Is she starting? Are you starting to cry yet, Icharin? Am I being too hard? She didn't ask for it. She didn't tell me she did 10. I talked to her, that lazy student. I told her I thought she only talked about 3 articles. Speak up. Push.
Okay, I'll be bold and say that I extremely deserve 3 more points because Xiang and I really worked hard to find those articles, and I think
oh no,
those
blah,
articles
blah,
have,
blah. I worked hard.
I
Everybody
think those
worked hard.
articles have values.
Which articles?
The ones
many
that we shared
articles?
in our PowerPoint. It was 10,
Those
around
3
10.
articles. Those 3 articles, I remember, yes.
Mhm.
You didn't say a number. You were being the Korean style. You just said you worked hard, but everybody worked hard. So tell me
10.
you did 10 articles. Good, good. There you go. Now you have 10. You have 6 points. Good. Who else wants to try to debate with me in class? And realize I told the student to be quiet. I told her no, but because she kept trying, I gave the points. So everybody in class, please learn from that. I pretend to be a grumpy old man. Maybe it's because I'm part deaf. Maybe it's because I'm part blind. So you need to keep saying it and keep showing me until you get what you want. Min Jae Kim, I think you're very shy. I need to really pick on you. I'm going to attack you. Should I take away some of your points? Do you need more points? Can you help anybody else in your group? Anybody in the class? Should I give more points to them? You're good. You keep the video on. That's very good for me. It's helpful for the class, but you need to communicate more. You don't have to talk. You can just type. You can share the link in the Zoom. You can share the link in Facebook. You can share and write down anything in the Excel file if you don't like to talk to crazy old men. But I appreciate talking with you young people. You have the whole world to control. Who should I give more points to? Anybody. Everybody in class can get more points. I see some people are making some. Okay, Hong, Miss Hong. Yes, I saw that you came in almost halfway through the class, but I can still give you points.
Actually, so I take the wrong time scale, so because I'm in Vietnam, so it kind of wrong time, but I'm really sorry. So I missed the first presentation. So it's the reason why I can't comment on them. So
Okay, do you remember what I said to Chavin Lee? I said,
yes,
blah, blah, blah. What's your point? How many points do you want? Americans, they get right to the point. How much money do
yes.
you want? How many points do you want? And why?
Actually, I think with my attendance today, I don't deserve to bonus prize, but I
Don't tell me
just
that. Trump say that. Donald Trump just says, give me, give me, give me. If you say I don't deserve it, okay, I'll hang up the phone.
Oh, can you give me the point for lately? Really? I just want because the limited time for today, so I can show out my the plan of my presentation. So I will be do it in next week. I want yes.
Okay, how
Can you
about
hear?
this? Yes, I can hear you. I am
Yes.
trying to show you one other thing right here.
Yes.
Can you explain what I'm showing the students? You explain this, anybody that starts explaining what this is, you can get free points.
Yes.
So what is this?
Oh yes.
Proper way of
This is,
referencing.
yeah.
Okay, so what are you supposed to do? Basically just read it out.
It's
Properly
about doing the
reference
in-text
everything.
references.
Yes.
Miss Hong, just read out that sheet. The idea, author, what are you supposed to write when you give a proper reference?
Yes. Actually,
Just read this.
yes, the title of article, title of journal, periodical magazine.
Okay?
Yes.
And
So,
the website. Make sure you also give the website. And I think, was it Min Jae Kim or Lee Soo-hyun? Lee Chan-in, one of you, I also said it would be helpful. I think I'm remembering Lee Soo-hyun. Did I tell you at the beginning of class that it would be good to also write something else? It's not required to be professional, but it helps other students if you write something here.
It's the DOI.
Scopus.
Scopus?
DOI is good. And if you use DOI, then you do not have to have the website. Great, so that's good. Whoever said that, you get half a point extra. What else am I saying here? What will every classmate like?
Scopus.
Scopus.
Yes, just write in brackets like this, that this is a Scopus article. So you teach all of your classmates, this is reliable, this is valuable. So every other classmate can learn from you. So yes, so who just said that? Whoever said it, I'll give half a point each. Who just talked?
Oh, I think some of us also talk it in the same times.
Yeah.
Wait, who was it?
Yeah.
Who's talking? I don't know who's talking now.
I think like almost everyone's talking at the
Okay,
same
great.
time.
Tell me who.
I think it was me and
Lee Soo-hyun.
Eugene.
Kaylin.
Me also.
Yeah, Eugene, Cherin, and Suyeon. And
So I'm an old man. You got to go slow for me. Did I hear Min Jae Kim? Did you say yes? Did you say purple elephant or something? Shake your head.
I said GOI.
Okay, you said something. Great. Next, who else talked?
I said Scopus. This is Xiang.
Xiang. So
Yeah, I also said Scopus, and this is Suyeon Lee.
Juan Lee. Where's Juan Lee? Which number are you?
Suyeon Lee. Suyeon Lee.
Which you're number 5? This one? I think you're a different one. You are here. You are number 10.
I'm the person who got 7 points now.
Okay, so I just gave you an extra. You were the first one I gave extra 0.5 points, wasn't it?
Yes.
If you're asking for another point, okay. Who else?
Me, Hong, and also say Scopus.
Okay, yes, you shared that. I gave you the second point for that. Anybody else?
I'm Chaylin, and am I also included? I also mentioned DOI for.
Okay. Do we have anybody else in class? Are we finished? Is it just these 1, 2, 3, 4?
And Professor?
You do know. I haven't heard from you.
Oh.
Are you being too modest? Do you think you have too many points? Do you want me to take points away, or are you happy?
I just want to ask that our group also has presentation today, and how
blah blah blah
about the Google that our initial paper project. So that we want to like negotiate about how much points scale we can receive.
How's this? Is that what you want?
I cannot see the like Excel point Excel because it just showed
classes.
Proper citation it is about now.
You're being polite. That's the Korean way. The American way is to ask for the detail. Han Hesol, you have a huge smile on your face. Why are you smiling?
I don't know the reason, but just I'm smiling. I don't know why.
Because you have an awesome professor.
Yes.
He's crazy.
So we have a presentation today, and our table of contents are a little different than other students, but we just trying to follow that the table of contents in the Word file syllabus, and we use few Scopus articles in our presentation, but in the references, that most of articles are from the FAQ site, and there were many other sites like other sites except the Scopus, and I also tried to gather the documents from the FAQ Excel sheet, and I just searched on them. So I think that documents can be also professional, I think, because I found that in the FAQ site.
Icharin, what was it that I told you? Blah, blah, blah. So what? You're being modest. You're saying that you helped, but you're not asking for the money. You're not asking for the points. Spit it out. Tell me, how many points do you want? All you have to do is say, I deserve, there's 3 extra points I deserve because I did this. I showed this.
We guess 3 will be
0.0003.
No, just 3 for our group, I think.
For what? Tell me why.
For sharing our article, and we mentioned about the case study from Scopus article about China. So we want to get point about it.
Good.
We also introduced articles that few Scopus articles, and I also gathered articles from the FAQ site, and there were many other link. So I searched my own articles from there. So I think it could be also appropriate to consider as like acceptable document and journals, I think.
Okay, so I just wrote in, now you have 3.5 points. Are you happy?
Yes.
I think
Really?
that is for all
This
of our
old
members.
crazy guy. Maybe I have Alzheimer's. I'm just giving points away. You should ask for as much as you can.
Because why we think that 3 is that actually that we do not have that full 10 Scopus articles. We have like some 2 or 3 Scopus
Who's
articles.
your teammate? Han Hesol, are you Eugenio's teammate?
Yes, me and Sungang Lee leave because
Are,
his
are,
class is at 1:30. So
are you close enough? Can you kick her? She's saying you don't deserve more because blah, blah, blah.
no,
Ask for it. You say you do deserve more.
Oh,
Tell me why you deserve more. Help Eugenio. Do you deserve more? Did I give you any points?
Me?
Yes, Hansel, Hazel Han. Did you get points? You're still at 0. Wow, sucks to be you. You're being way too polite. Traditional Korean girl. Agasimnida 교수님. 타kenchesnida. No problem.
so I want to get 3 points too because we
No.
do all. No. Because I mentioned about the materials that we found in Scopus, and I introduced very briefly about it.
So 3.5. Is that fair? Did you say you have a teammate, or you want to screw your teammate and say they suck, they left, they went to some other teacher, they're a traitor, they're not loyal? That's important in Korea. In our class, it doesn't matter. You can help them. Which teammate deserves more? Who is your teammate?
Hazel Han and Sungang Lee and Eugene Oh.
Sunhan Lee? Soo-hyun Lee?
No,
Sungang Lee.
Where is she?
Above Hazel Han.
And number 12.
Number 12.
Above me.
Exactly. Okay, this guy. Okay, this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fonita and your group, everybody's happy with your group?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Fonita. Were you working with Suksana? Did you guys talk today?
Yes.
So far, it looks like you guys have 0. Are you guys terrible students, or are you a regular student and you want to demand action?
I'm talking about our topic today.
So,
And
how many points do you want and why? Asian people talk about relationships first. You try to build a relationship in Korea or in Thailand or in Vietnam. But Western people in Europe or North America, they talk immediately about the contract, immediately about the money, immediately just start talking about the points and then explain why. Practice with me now. Just tell me, how many points do you want and why?
I think about 3. Because I think not more excellently.
Oh my God, no! I hate that. No, you're not supposed to be Asian. That's the Asian thing. You're supposed to be bold. You women can control the world soon. So start demanding the world. Don't tell me that you don't think you deserve more. Just keep asking until I say no. And then, as we saw with some of the other students, even though I said no, they kept pushing, and I agreed. I gave them the points. So I wrote 0.0003 point. Is that what you want?
It's not just 3. I'm usually shy when I'm talking. So that's why I'm so.
So you want 3 points
quiet.
because you're shy?
Yes.
No. You get points because of a reason. So if you did something, just tell me. We presented, that's worth maybe 3 points. We presented and we showed 3 articles, that's worth 3 points. If you have more than 3 articles, that's worth more points. So what did you present? How many articles?
The article that I present is about, and I present the PowerPoint and share another website to be the understanding the more than the PowerPoint like that.
Okay, you shared websites. I don't remember sharing a website. What else? How many articles did you share? Or how many references did you share?
I share about efficiency of the Samsung and the stock market of the Samsung website. Yes.
Okay, so 2.
Yes.
Okay, so are you happy with 3 points?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Was there anybody else in your group you want to help?
My group have a 3 person. It's a Lashi, Pandita, and Anwalar. Yes.
Lada Lachi, she already has 2.5, so I will raise her up to 3 points, okay?
Okay.
And I think she also asked an extra question. So maybe she has 0.5 extra of a point because she asked an extra question. Anybody
Yes,
else
it's
in your
okay.
group?
Anwara Susaina.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I see Mit Hong, your hand is up. Anything else I can help you with?
Yes, as I mentioned before, I don't have time to present today, but can I get more point if I share the article on the Facebook group?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I get it. So for the next week, class, what do you what when we do in this? When we continue to present?
Next week, you should write in here the link
Yes.
to what you're going to share in week
Yes.
7. You can see this is notes for week 6. So everything in week 7 right now is empty. So write something in here, a link. And you can reserve your time if you want to be the first one. Go over to this area and start reserving your time. Like some students, they reserve their time here, and other students reserve their time for today. So for next week, you can reserve your time in this sheet.
Yes, I got it.
This says next week we only have a class October 16th. So I think there's only one class next week. So make sure you sign up so other people don't talk too much. You
Yes,
have a
I got it.
crazy professor. Your professor talks way too much. So make sure you sign up and make sure I'm quiet when it's your time.
Yes, I got it. And about class material, you already upload the book from the chapter 1 to chapter 8, but my group weekly topic is from week 14. So can you update more about the book? I need like prepare in advance.
Yes. You still see me? Oops.
Yes.
Anyway,
Because
this is the textbook. If you want to come and take a look at this, or if you want to borrow this for a little while to prepare details, you can definitely come and get it from my office.
I'm very sorry, but because the COVID-19, I still stay in Vietnam, so that's why I can buy the book. Or I asked you for like, do you have like scanned version or something like that?
Yes, part of the book already is scanned. right?
Yes.
If you can see here, this textbook, quite a lot of it already here. Do you have any of your classmates that are still in Korea?
Oh, yes, I have one. The Korean guys. Yes, Korean girl.
Okay, then they may be able to, if other people, some students have already bought this, but
Oh,
anybody
yes.
that did not buy it, you can come by my office and pick it up. Just make sure you contact me. I am usually in my office 1 hour early before class and 1 hour after class, but phone me by Facebook or Kakao, make sure I'm here, and then you can get somebody to come and pick it up.
Oh,
Take
yeah, I
photos
got
of it.
it. Thank you. Thank you in advance. Thank you so much. Goodbye, Professor. And
Bye.
goodbye, other classmate.
Professor, can you ask a question?
No.
Why?
Of course. Just do it. Go
Um,
ahead. The international style, just be bold.
okay. If we share more Scopus article and next week, and can you get additional point about it?
What do you think?
I think we can get a point if we share more article at coming class.
That sounds fair to me. But be careful. If I say no next week, it's your job to debate with me and convince me that's reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
This information is supposed to be recorded in Zoom, so get the Zoom video and just show me next week. Yes, you have proof. All right, I'll let you guys go. Thanks, guys. You guys can contact me anytime by Facebook, by Kakao, of course, by email. The teaching team will also help you guys. At the beginning, the first week of class, the class might have seemed very strange because it's not the Korean style. I'm teaching you the Korean style. So now that you see, as long as you try and you talk, getting points should be pretty easy. And this class should be very easy. If you don't understand how this class is very easy, ask me. For example, Eugene O, I think you shared something like, I don't know, 5 or some students shared 10 articles today, right? And I think there was 9 students shared many articles today. So if all you do is just come and open your eyes and copy their information, you have like 40 or 30 or 40 articles just by watching today. So you can take those and your term paper could be finished, right? Class should be easy. I'm happy to help you guys if you have any questions. Minjae Kim, when was the last time you told the professor to shut up? Say, I'm finished. You're talking too much. Do you want to tell me you're finished? You can go anytime.
Okay.
This is 2020, and the world is open to many people. I don't know why. I'm very lucky. There's 4 different ladies still participating in this. All of you ladies, you should realize I'm Canadian. So what does that mean? Cross-cultural communications. In Canada, it's very different than Korea. In Korea, guys usually have more power than girls. Usually, girls are supposed to be quiet and just help, give a coffee to the guy, something. I'm not saying that's fair. I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying that's popular in Korea. But what I'm also saying is, look at me. I am not Korean. I'm from Canada. What is normal communicating in Canada? Usually, girls have more power than guys in Canada. So you should be confident and get used to being very powerful. Don't be afraid of anybody for any reason. Ask for whatever you want.
Thank you, Professor.
I'm doing the Korean thing. I'm just waiting until you guys hang up on me. If you keep hanging around, I think that you want me to help you. I'll help you anytime you want. I'm going to have to keep talking. Oh my God, I need to tell the university that you guys are making me teach twice as many hours as normal, and maybe I'll ask the university for more pay. Min Jae Kim, will you go with me and help ask the president of Keimyung University to give me more pay? And tell them that I'm an awesome professor. I teach so much.
I think I can't.
But I'm still here helping, even though you guys don't help me. What about you? Hansol, hey Sol Han,
Yes.
are you gonna write a nice letter to the president, say, dear president of Keimyung University, I think you should double Professor Watts' salary because he gives us double the teaching time.
But I think there is policy, so I can't do that maybe. But if there are reasonable reasons to do that, I'll do it.
Right, that's my point. As long as you guys have reasonable reasons, you should be trying to promote yourself. Right now, you think you need to be quiet in class. You think it's good to be shy in class. I am going over and over and over these details, trying to show you that being shy is only polite with old-fashioned Korean guys. But if you want to show you're a modern person, if you want to show you're a helpful person, if you want to show you're an international person, you should not just be shy. You should try talking more. Right, Eugenio?
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys are never going to hang up today.
Oh,
I
no.
might have to stay on the video all day long for you guys.
No, I just go out and I hope that see you on next class. So we don't have class in this Friday, right?
Correct. This Friday is a national holiday. No class for anybody.
And
Okay.
why there are no class on October 14th next week? There are.
Is it a holiday?
I don't know. I can check the calendar here.
In Korea, next week is not holiday, so
October
14th, I guess.
14th? You're right.
Yes.
That must be a mistake. Somebody wrote down by mistake. So I guess there is class October 14th. That's right.
Okay.
Maybe my TA is from a different country and maybe we made a mistake, but there is class next week.
Okay. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
You should get points for that. If you ask.
Oh, is it possible?
Of course.
Oh, so can we negotiate to like point out some like,
about holiday information?
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons it's done. So where are we here? 14?
Yeah, so
Yes.
student can be confused that if we just mark this as holiday, so
I think we have to inform about it to students.
How's that? Can you see those details? Okay, just to be sure, I'm going to clear these so that it's, how's that? Bye, ladies. Have a good day.
Is this mean that that class will be the get points for the class, right?
Uh-huh. And what else did I just say?
Personally, that I understood that if Hassel and me can receive, so that's my just personal understanding. But if that is a to receive the points for point out the errors of the syllabus.
Blah, blah, blah. What do you want?
Extra
Remember,
point.
the Korean style is to talk around the subject. The American style is to be direct. Let me see if I can show you that for a second. I'm waiting. Whenever you guys ask, I will show you those details. Here's here. So let me see if I can show you these details. I'm waiting. Anybody want to ask for more points?
So we are like want to ask that to point out that 14 is not a holiday, so students will be confused that if they still see that 14 is no class.
So they didn't come to class. I think it can cause the problem.
We revise it and we point out, so getting more points for that.
Yes, absolutely. You see what I'm here? I'm trying to show you another detail here. So on my screen, can you see this?
Yes.
The Asian way is to talk about things like this. The Western way, if you want money, you ask for money. Donald Trump wants an island, he asks for an island. If you want points in class, you ask for points. That's the Western way, European way. In Asia, you talk about, oh, you have a nice outfit. Oh, this is such good food today. Oh, I worked hard in class today, and blah, blah, blah. The weather's nice today. And eventually, you might hope that we talk about points. That's what you're doing, right? What do you want? Copy this style. Tell me.
To get more points, to point out the errors.
How many?
How many can be appropriate?
Can you suggest our maximum point that can receive first? Maybe 1 point.
Okay, sold. I agree. So I'm going to give this person 1 point.
Oh, why?
You marked it wrong.
Be direct. Tell me to write it in your area, or you write it in your area.
Oh, okay.
Am I talking to Jiu Byun?
No.
Is that who I'm give the point to?
It's Eugene O and Hazel Han.
Eugene O. Where is Eugene O? You're not in my class.
No,
I don't
number 13, number 13 and 14.
13 and 14.
And 14, yes.
Here, 13 and 14. Okay. Anybody else? Minjae Kim, she sucks. I'm not going to give her any more points. Unless you talk. Same thing with Manita. Anybody going to talk? Come on, ask for it. Be bold. Are you religious? Some people say if you're religious, ask and you shall receive.
Professor?
Yes?
I have a question for paper.
Okay.
Because this is my first time to do the paper. The paper, how to do the paper for the formal. Because I think like research and each one in the group highlight in the different color and put in the scoreboard of the different, right?
Yes, it would be good when you are adding information, the information you add, maybe you can put it in one color just for you. And your teammate, if you have two teammates, then they can take a different color. Does that make sense? You can see my screen here. So I can say one student added all of this information and they wrote it in yellow. And if a different student added this, then that's in a different color. A different student might be green or blue. So yes, that sounds fair. Is that answering your question?
Yes.
If you look at these points, at the beginning of our class, I showed you a website. It's here, http bit.ly how to write papers and grants. This will teach you how to write a paper, and it will teach you how to find articles.
Okay.
If you want more information, inside there, there's also links to a lot more information. Anytime you have questions, ask, and I'll try to help.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
You guys are sticking around. I feel like you guys are my fan club. I feel like I'm part of the BTS boys.
So
I'm such a lucky guy.
So we will see this article. I think that is from Julian, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, we will check it after this class.
The class finished, I think, over an hour ago.
Yeah. So see you on next class, professor and classmates. Thank you.
Have a good day, ladies. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you.